Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is an animated superhero film, and this was really good. In fact, this was better than good. It was amazing. Where do I begin with this film? This is easily the most gorgeous looking animated film I have ever seen. Earlier this year, I saw another animated film, Isle of Dogs, and in my review of that film, I praised the animation very highly. And by a slim margin, Spider-Man's animation I would place higher on the pedestal. This film constantly had me blown away by how visually gorgeous this whole film was. Now, there were a lot of other things that made this film work, and definitely at the heart of this movie is the characters. And there's not a single bad one, all of them are very much defined. Each of the Spider-Man characters have their own backstories fleshed out properly, and this film does a very good job of keeping the focus on the main character, Miles Morales. Even the villain was well defined, because the film gives a good reason why the main villain is evil and why he wants to succeed with his evil plans. And without spoiling it, the villain's motive definitely makes him a sympathetic character. Now, there was one minor thing that kind of got on my nerves, and in some very few scenes, the film did feel a bit pandering. And essentially, this is an animated film targeted towards children, and this led to some very awkward and unbearable moments. But like I said, there were very few of these. And when this film isn't being pandering in those scenes, the film is surprisingly a more adult animated film. Because no question, this film was made for the hardcore Spider-Man fans. In fact, when I went to go see this film through an advanced screening, the cinema I was in had no kids in it at all. This cinema was pretty much packed with adults near my age. So the filmmakers were clever to have an animated film for children, but also to take itself seriously enough for the adult viewers to really get into the film. And I appreciate the film more because of that. Overall, this is a very high recommendation. This is a film people need to see. Whether you're a hardcore fan of Spider-Man or a casual fan, this is a superhero film that speaks to everyone. And while the small minor problems like the film being a little bit pandering and the story being a little bit cliche in parts, there was just too much to love about this film. The animation, as I've said, is drop dead spectacular. The characters were very well defined, very likable, and it was hard to pick one favorite character because all of them were really good. And as a die-hard Spider-Man fan, I have absolutely no problem saying that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man film of all time. Spider-Man 2 is still the better live-action film, but just as a theatrical film featuring the character Spider-Man, it doesn't get any better than this. And I'm gonna give Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse a 9 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to my channel below. As always, I'm NETX5. Thank you for watching.